Sensitive content incoming.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 18 of the Squatch and Yeti Show. I'm Squatch.
I'm Yeti.
And, before we get into today's episode,
Don't you say
it. How you been, bro?
I'm honestly,
you look exhausted.
I have been very depressed, very just not okay, I guess. I've been very tired. I've been trying to get motivated to do stuff around my house because, I've been trying to move. I just got a lot of stuff I got to do, and it's the worst time for it to happen. And I'm just sitting here this is a great time of the year. Super depressed. Not because of the time of the year. It's just me personally, time of the year.
The bad stuff always seems to hit, whenever you don't need to be bad.
Yeah.
Or things to be bad.
You don't need to be bad.
You always need to be bad.
Oh, behave. What the hell? Always be a bad boy. No, it's just that time of the year where a lot of things that have happened in my life happened in this time of the year, and I had a Facebook memory pop up, those lovely, awesome things.
Those were the worst.
So I'll go ahead and say, the big issue I had a few years back.
Yeah.
Well, about this time, a few years back, I went and saw one of the greatest rock shows of my life. Went and saw Rammstein at the San Antonio Alamo Dome. That popped up, and instead of reminding me of how amazing that show was, seeing it with my brother and my nephew, my nephew's first rock show ever, by the way, was Rammstein. You can't ask for a bigger show to be your first rock show.
Yeah, that's freaking amazing.
He got the pyrotechnics, he got the crazy crowd, he got the weird craziness that is Rammstein. So but at the same time, it was fun. He had his first drink with my brother and I. That was pretty cool. Like I said, I should be having these memories, right? But whenever I saw that, it hit me, and I was like, wow, it's been that long since that happened. Being vague because in the event if somebody's listening, but yeah, that's what's been going on. I kind of just feel myself shutting down, and I'm trying to be more open. Honestly, didn't want to come here and record today, but gotta get out of that headspace, man. We keep promoting that mental health stuff, and damn it, I'm trying to use it. Getting up and moving, getting out, trying to do things.
Productivity is the best cure for depression in my book.
Excuse me. No,
and
yeah.
It's hard because when you're depressed, I know myself, I just want to go lay on the couch and veg out on some superhero movies.
For me, it's do a 8-hour journey of nonstop playing video games and yelling at the screen at people that don't really exist in my world.
My go-to game when I do actually game is GTA 5 online.
Yeah, I know.
And
it's terrible.
Game is full of the most toxic people.
I've been wanting to try to get the game again to just have that memorabilia. Which, if GTA 6, excuse me, lunch is hurting me. If GTA 6 comes out and it's supposed to be Vice City, right? If that's true, I'm probably going to be a GTA person again because Vice City was the best.
Well, so from what I've heard, it's got the kind of mechanics and just vibe of Vice City meets San Andreas. Whereas San Andreas, one thing they're talking about bringing back is I'm going off on a U tangent now.
Yeah. Go on ahead.
You play in a CJ and you go hit the free weights and buff your character up.
Oh,
make
you
it
can
more
actually
athletic. You can do that.
You could do
you're supposed to be able to do
the
it.
body scaling you could do in the I guess it was San Andreas, wasn't it, that first introduced that?
Yeah. Everyone loved it and they just took it away.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. You make your character fat, make him super skinny, muscular, a fit person, whatever have you. So this is something we can talk about here in a minute, but I'm going to say it in the game. When I think of fit, I think of an average looking athletic kind of person. They have some fat, some muscle, they're normal.
Yeah,
when I say
with
fit,
slimmer
That's what
build.
I think. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, not some muscle bound jockey, you know, like, dude, like you need to lay off the powder a little bit. Like,
Yeah, well, there's a difference in, like, to me, like fit and buff.
yeah.
Like buff
Or
I can
shredded,
tell
I
you
guess.
like hit the weights. Now if you're
Yeah.
like a little like fit dude, like I no doubt you can throw down some push-ups. But
Yeah. Yeah, but you can tell that you also don't shy away from the table.
yeah,
Like that's what I'm getting at. Like you're fit, you're normal, you've done the things to have that physique, but yeah, like that's what I'm thinking of, and which clearly I am not. I am definitely not a fit person.
neither of us are.
I
Man.
I enjoy that table too much. Probably should start doing more push up off the table, you know? Like push away and just boom. Boom.
Just push the table away.
Yeah, yeah. They're just like, oh, it's pulling me back. Oh, no, got to push away again. Oh, it's pulling me back. Oh, push it away again. Yeah,
Poor
no,
lady at
that.
the buffet is going, what are you doing?
Yeah, I was going to say, what are you doing? Quit mashing with my tables. We're going to get canceled. She was just like,
who cares?
this sounds like Southbreak right now. Oh, we're so sorry. Welcome to the shitty walk. You stupid Mongolians. I fucking love that episode. I'm not racist. I was quoting a fucking show. Before anybody gets
Just
upset,
laugh. Quit apologizing. Quit
I
apologizing.
can't help it. It's what I do.
Work on that.
I'm working on it, bitch, asshole. Anyway, but yeah, I'm. Aside from that, man, I'm good. I just trying to stay hydrated. I've been doing a little bit more of a liquid diet.
Yeah.
Like I crap ton of water, like a lot of water. I'm already down in 1 5-gallon jug. Like I get one of those water dispensers, you know. So
Yeah.
out of my 4 jugs within this month, I've already drank down I almost said a gallon. I already drank a 5-gallon first half of this month. So
Yeah.
like that's something. Like I lost a lot of weight. I'm back down to. I'm going to disclose my weight. Went from weighing like I think it was 321 the other day when I weighed when we were at
Yeah.
work, and yesterday when I weighed myself, I had lost like 11 pounds. I'm back down to 310.
That's awesome, man.
So
I
then
actually got on the scale this morning.
I was going to ask. I was like, "How you been? I know you've been on the.
You know,
You've been working the outs and you've been fasting. You said right?
yeah, a little bit of intermittent fasting, however you pronounce it, fasting.
Intermittent fatting.
Yeah. But no, like I started my weight loss journey like
Oh, you know somebody out there saying that. Yeah, I'm some like Tyson person like yeah, I'm intermittent fasting.
it's called someone with a speech impediment.
I'm sorry. God damn it.
But like
Oh,
no, so
that's
I
great.
started my weight loss journey like a year and a half ago. When me and my ex-wife split up, I had got up to like 365, 370 pounds. I
Really?
got down to like
You didn't. Maybe it's because like you're just taller than me, but like you didn't look that big though, man.
I got that way for a little bit. I went back down to about 350 pretty quick. And then I kind of plateaued at like the 340 mark for a while.
I'm having an epiphany. Maybe instead of you should have fattened her up. You know how like the whole thing where like women will fatten their men up, so like they that's my man. Like I fattened him up. Like nobody's gonna want him because he's fat, right? You should have done that with your wife.
I did. As much as guys love big girls, like, and women, I guess, like, you know, as much as there's the body positivity towards the bigger girls, that doesn't work.
That's true.
But I'd got down to like 340, and I stayed between 340 and 345 for like 6 months, dieting, exercise. Well, like I finally got down to the 330s. I got on the scale this morning. I'm at like 330, which I haven't weighed 330 pounds in like, I don't know, 4 years. Which I know like that's nowhere near my goal weight. But like, dude, I am wearing jeans that I haven't been able to wear in 5 years.
Yeah. Well, I say definitely. I was no homo, but like the other day when you're at work, man, I was like, man, his fucking shit's looking slimmer. I look down at my gut. I'm like, you need to fucking go away. making me want to get up off my ass, which I've been trying to do shit though. And I say I'm on a liquid diet, like I've been trying to stay away from carbs the best I can. Like I will still do protein. Like I had some chicken wings today for lunch, and that was so good. Just like I'm getting to where I like. Maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe that's what it is. My palate's changing, but like I don't want everything to be covered in sauce of some form of fashion. Like just fry up some meat, man. Like or barbecue it, like grill. I guess it'd be grilling.
Yeah.
What's the difference between barbecuing and grilling? Like,
okay, so grilling is like
so like I get
when you,
smoking,
like, cook
but
it like
high.
on the grill. Whereas, like, if you're like barbecuing it, like you're cooking it on the smoker for an extended period of time, probably.
Well, it'd just be called smoking it then, wouldn't
Yeah.
it? So what's barbecuing? I guess would be like a mix of the two.
Well, so barbecuing is like essentially when you're doing it, but like if you're cooking chicken, you're doing like barbecue chicken.
Okay.
Like
Is it only called barbecue because it has barbecue sauce like involved, or I was thinking it was like a temperature thing. Like when it gets up to a certain temp, then you're like it's grilling because it's fast. You're grilling it. It's got the grill marks. Whereas like you're smoking, it's low, it's slow, it takes some time, and then barbecuing is like that in between where like you're out there, cooking, but
so the way I've seen it explained, I saw this online the other day. It was like, dear Northerners, cooking hot dogs and burgers on the grill is not barbecuing.
okay,
Sincerely, everybody. So, like, when you're barbecuing, like, it's when you're cooking, like, your chicken, your ribs,
okay,
brisket.
so it's like the foods and stuff you have incorporated.
Like,
okay,
like you're not just gonna throw a brisket on like the grill for 20 minutes and then be done.
That's
like,
true. So it is.
Whereas you want to barbecue some burgers right now, we go fire the grill up, get it hot. They're gonna be done in 15, 20 minutes.
Well, it would be go grill up some burgers then, right? Yeah. Okay. So it is. It's a mix of the food and temperature
kinda.
of the fucking.
Now, some like smoke master griller fanatic is gonna listen to this and chime in.
Hopefully, it's my brother.
Be like, well, actually, it's a grill person. Well, actually, let me tell you what, real quick.
Fucking gotta get that hak tula into the spittoon. No, yeah, man. I guess I need to ask my brother about that. My brother, like, he used to sell grilling products, like accessories, and even the items themselves. Like, and my brother, I'll tell you right now, I've been trying to plan a vacation. I've been trying to think about how I'm going to do it. I would love to go up. He lives up in Tennessee. I want to go up north there, or northish, whatever direction-ish. I'm not good at geography here at the moment.
Up there.
Yeah, it's up. That's all I know, okay? It's not directly up. It's up there. It's somewhere up, okay?
Southern, okay, it's up yonder.
Fuck you. And so I'm sitting here thinking, like, I would really like to go up there, like, in sometime. Probably can't do November because I'm going to Thanksgiving to hang out with some friends and family elsewhere. But I was thinking in December, like mid-December, going up there, maybe like go up there, drink some beer, smoke a chicken. My brother makes the best S&P, salt and pepper, smoked chicken. Dude, it sounds so simple, but that's what's the beauty of it is. Because of how simple it is, you get the real flavor of the chicken.
Well, like,
so good, dude.
I've seen all these chefs, like, they go crazy with, like, different seasonings, and I have nothing against that. I love seasoning the hell out of my food. But I was watching a thing, and I might have sent it to you.
Maybe.
Gordon Ramsay come down to, like, Texas and tried Southern-style brisket.
Yeah.
And, like, he's like, okay. And it was like, he took a bite, and he was just like, oh, my God, what is it? I need to speak to your smoke master. And he goes, and it's this old woman. He's like, so what do you, like, season your meat with? And she goes, salt and pepper, a little bit of dry rub.
It's simple.
What? She goes, it's how you cook it.
Yeah. That's, and dude, you got some old lady doing it. She's been doing it for a while.
It's like when I go to a cafe, like a little hole-in-the-wall cafe, and I see the cook outside smoking a menthol.
It's
like
going to be good.
Up apron and shit.
Oh, man.
Honey, go place your order. I'll be right there with you in a minute.
Give me 2 more drags off my cig, and I'll be in there momentarily.
And you know, like if it looks a little sketchy, that's going to be the best burger you have ever had.
It's like that little burger shop we have here in town. It's not operable anymore. It's operative. It's not in business anymore. God dang, dude. I did earlier. I was at my mom's house talking to her. Right. I was helping her do something. I was like, "Yeah, Mom, we need to move that shelf out of the dining hall." She looked at me, and I was like, "The fucking hallway. Am I dying? Like, am I having a stroke? What is going on?" And she's like, "You're starting to sound like me." I was like, "No, I think the dementia's wearing off from all those old people I take care of." Damn. It's bad, man.
Move the car out of the purple and into the yellow. What?
Something.
What? You know, move it out of the barbecue and into the ketchup. What?
Shut up, you schlabba. We've heard that before.
From you.
Not fair, but also a lady at our nursing home is a bit. She's ingenuitive with her words. I will say that much. Okay, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
There was also that one time she was like, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you need to not. What? Remember in the dining hall she did that? Oh, that was amazing. The entire dining room people.
I'm going to buckle your bagel. Told me and one of our other coworkers that one day, and I was like, what?
I'm going to buckle your bagel.
Like, I feel like that's a threat.
Dude, I'm... as much as I hate, like, I don't want to say hate taking care of her. It's not like, oh, she's such a pain. It's like, I don't like dealing with it. Yes.
It's hard to deal with. Like,
yes.
With a lot of our people, it's hard to deal with.
But I will miss her at some point.
One of them ones that, like, leaves an impression on you.
It's the love-hate relationship is what it is. You hate to love her, love to hate him.
Remember, was it Room 9?
Yes.
Get out of here, you some bitch. I don't know why that sounded a little bit like Yoda.
And you fucking...
Shut up, bitch, you are.
Walk by. You little red-headed son of a bitch, you are. The skulls in the corner of the room will get you, they will. What the fuck? Oh, they think we're joking, but this is quite serious. Like,
there's like some CNA or nurse that's going to hear this and be like, mm-hmm.
Yep. They're going to be like, yep.
Sound like Laverne from Scrubs.
Mm-hmm. I love that show. That show is amazing. I want to watch it. I'm going to watch it again when I go home. I'm going to put it on the background, just watch it, hear Turk and JD, man. It's literally you and I. Dude, that's the same it's the same vibe.
You remember the walkie-talkie watch episode?
Vaguely.
It's like, hey, listen, JD, I told you, we can't be talking right now. Are you naked? Your voice is higher when it's naked. His girlfriend's like, how does he know that?
This is just too close of friends. Too close of friends.
The downfall of being friends with someone for that long.
Yeah. Damn it, Squad, put your coat back on. And nobody want to see that swamp ass, or maybe they do.
We was talking about OnlyFans earlier.
Oh my god, let's not go on that right now. But yeah, man, like, I lost track of where we were, other than me being completely disassociated with my language part of my brain, apparently. But yeah, I was helping her and just all that stuff, and I was like, oh my god, I can't English. I legit thought I was having a stroke. Like, it just happened again, like, fuck. Oh.
So, like, random tangents like that are a big part of why I actually wanted to ask this question today.
Okay.
And discussing our jobs and things we do. Like,
yeah,
this is something we do. It's like, I wanted to talk about, like, what made you want to, like, get into podcasting?
To be honest, I got inspired by a few other podcasters out there. Like, they were, what is it? The You Should Know podcast.
I love that one.
Dude, it's so comical. And it reminded me, like, that's the main one. The second one, it was, I can't remember what it's called, but it's got the Korean Asian guy and, like, the redheaded, like
Bobby Lee and the
it's Bobby Lee and his friend. Dude, I love I love whenever he does the impersonation and Bobby Lee's like, "You fucking asshole!" He's just laughing his ass off. And he's like the thing that killed me was like they should do a World War II movie where there's a Korean,
The Civil War
a
one.
Korean Civil War general is like, "What do we want? Slavery. When do we want it? Rah rah."
And the horrible thing is like,
And they're like, "What would his
the-
name be? Robert E. Lee?" Because I was like, "Bro," he's like, "Robert E. Lee, the true story." And some Asian guy leading the Confederates.
he was like, "We'll write this movie for you, Bobby." And for any of y'all that listen and don't know who they are, Bobby Lee is this like 5 foot tall little
Korean,
like,
chubby
dude.
Korean guy. Like he's super funny. He's a super awesome dude.
He was actually on one of my favorite podcasts.
Can I help you?
One of the ones that kind of made me consider doing
Why do you
this.
go drink water and then put your watery snoot on my? Can you go away?
She has to share the slobbers. It's puppy
not
code.
even. It's like a mix of drool and other gross. I don't know what's in her water. What do you want from me?
Hopefully just water, but it is Rising Star water.
That is
So,
true.
But
Could just said tap water, but you just disclosed our location.
like,
Can you get off me?
let's be real. If you've been through here, you know our tap water. Tap water doesn't describe it.
Your dog is one of those weird animals that when you pat their butt, they're like, "Ooh, more, oh."
She's a little freak. But Bobby Lee was on like one of my favorite podcasts, the George Janko show, which fun fact about his show, it's like they're very pet friendly people.
Yeah.
I've watched one deal where he said like he uses his dogs to like judge the guest because like he's like a lot of the guests like the dogs are kind of will be standoffish with them.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, this is not going to be a cool episode," but like he had one of my favorite like religious influencers on there the other day, and he's like, "Dude," he goes, "I knew right away you were going to be a chill dude because you walked in and like my dog just hopped up in your lap." He's like, dogs and kids trust you. Like,
But
you
say,
gotta be
yeah,
a good person.
animals have that sense about them.
But
Not all of them, but most of them.
No, some are kind of
Some of them just want to eat you. Or yeah, we went the opposite direction in those, and you just said the R word, man. Jeebus, girl.
Listen, have you ever like seen like some of them like little weird Pomeranians and like any of them like weird purse dogs?
My mom used to own a Shih Tzu.
So
Do you remember that little thing? Probably not.
vaguely.
Yeah, just a walking carpet with shit and piss all in its fur, and its teeth going. Like no, like you. I don't know why I became Popeye there for a moment. Like that's what happened though. But yeah, dude, those little things are awful. Like it's like pugs. I don't understand. Yeah, they're just put it out of its misery. It can't even breathe properly. And then you're gonna go outside and play fetch with it. And you're like, "Oh, are you hot?" No, he can't fucking breathe.
So back when Ross played in a band, we were at this guy's house recording an EP.
Yeah.
He had pugs.
Dude.
I automatically judge you in the worst way possible if you're a male that lives by yourself and you own pugs.
Own a pugs? Oh, pugs, multiple.
He had two.
Oh my god.
And this dog like was asleep on the couch, climbs up on the couch. I wake up at 3 a.m. This dog is in my face, and one eye is like blind, so it's all like glassed over, and he's and I thought the dog was asleep, but no, he's looking at me with his good eye, and I'm like, he's just awake, breathing like this, man. Like, give this dog some Vicks or something, a little breathe right strip. Like, and especially with the pollen count and down here in the South, like,
Yeah.
don't bring them dogs down here.
Speaking of dogs, I guess had somebody message me about wanting to meet a dog. We already know who.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I might not have a choice. It might have to be another Piper thing, man. Like the way she's talking right now. I don't know if I'm ready for another animal, man. And I'm with that little
Life
bit of
does not happen when you're ready.
you right, but at the same time, I'm trying to move into somebody's home and help them do shit. They've already got dogs. Like I gotta be logical. I can't be illogical. You get what I'm saying. Yep. Shut up. Yep. That happened. I'm doing that brain shitting on me thing now. But yeah, man, I got into this because of those two podcasts. They just reminded me of how you and I are, and I know you were wanting to start one up, and
I was hitting you up about doing one for like a year.
I've been on the fritz about it because on the fence. Why did I say fritz? What the fuck is wrong with me? I've been on the fence about it because I just no. And then like that first episode we did, it kind of just came naturally. Like it's not much difference talking through this damn thing as opposed to me on a headset playing video games with complete strangers. I mean, it's the same thing.
We have these conversations anyway. So
yeah, like
it's kind of might as well record them.
And like I said, that was the main thing was the You Should Know podcast. Like, it just was so hilarious. Like, you could genuinely see it's two best friends. They've known each other for a long time. They're just having a conversation at this point. And you get to see, like, what this guy and this guy get to deal with on a day-to-day basis with each other, as well as, like, hear some of the crap that they do. Like, just the other day I watched one. They're like... Peyton and Cam, they're two of the hosts of the show. Peyton is telling Cam, he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "you gotta try this snack." He's like, "It's peanut butter on pickles." That already sounds horrendous. And
sounds
so,
like something my kids would eat, though.
like, your dog just shitted. Like, I heard that. She's gonna walk. She just crop dusted us both. You know that, right? Oh man, your dog is just like you.
Yep. What can I say?
Anyway, they're fucking eating these pickles and peanut butter. They're like, oh, they all get like prepped to all take a bite. Of the 4 people on this episode, only 1 liked it. And can you guess who it was? It was Peyton, the guy who was like, oh, yeah, it's really good. He's the dude doesn't make any sense. Like, he puts salt and pepper on bananas. He's like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I'm like, no, I'm kind of agreeing with Cam, dude. You got something wrong.
Yeah, of that show, like, I think my favorite part of that show is watching Cam's reactions to Peyton.
Yes. I love how he, like, will correct. And Cam reminds me of my brother. He's like, that's not a word. Nope. You need to go back. Go back and try that sentence again, Chance. I just said my name. Cool. Yeah, we're just discussing everything today. Anyway.
Yeah, see, that is one of the ones I really like to watch. But one that really kind of like made me think, okay,
I can't.
Even with our ADHD brains, we could totally do this. I
want to hold you, but as you can see, I'm doing something.
The Ninjas or Butterflies podcast.
You keep telling me about that one. I have yet to look into it.
Like, you've got to kind of take time because some of their episodes, they range from like 30 minutes to 3 hours.
Okay, so kind of like ours.
Yeah, but they're like, I don't want to say they're like a religious podcast. Like, they talk about like crazy religious conspiracies.
Yeah.
I will say they're a podcast like you can listen to with your kids in the car because like they're very moral as far as their stuff goes.
Moral,
but they like, I say moral. Like one of their episodes, my girlfriend actually showed me was it was really horrible. But there was like this.
I think she needs to go outside.
Like, little Ukrainian kid or Russian kid back in the day, like, or Soviet kid, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Had like this little like thing of live plutonium, and he's like holding it with some pliers, and he's like, "This is my plutonium," and he drops it, and you just see a flash, and they were like, "Oh, so what happened? Like, is the kid okay?" And they're like, "No, like when you break,
he died.
Yeah, like he's basically
just cooked him
immediately."
Yeah.
And
pure
one of the
radiation
guys was like, "Oh, I'm not going to say what I was going to say," and he's like, his co-host is like, "Well, now you have to say it," and he goes, "I couldn't help but notice he said plutonium."
Plutonium, yeah.
And that's like some crap we would laugh at.
I think you've sent that one to me because I was like, oh shit, that person's dead. Like,
My plutonium from Chernobyl.
Dude.
There's gonna eventually be like a hate group, all of like people with speech impediments.
Oh, yeah.
Listen here, guy. Fuck you, okay? Fuck you for watching Yay, okay? Fuck you.
It's like the dude from Big Bang Theory. He's like their arch enemy. He just can't speak because he's got that impediment. So they're always making fun of him. I love it.
Dude, like their podcast is so random, and like one of the guys will like just randomly like pull his phone up and be like, "So here's this like random factoid," and discuss like things like, "Oh, so did you hear the tomb of Gilgamesh is getting uncovered?" And they're like, "What?" And he gives all the crazy prophecies and conspiracies behind the tomb of Gilgamesh, and it's a lot of stuff that, like, you hear it and you're like, well, they need to put it back. Like, they talk about that kind of stuff, and I do love like the conspiracy theory stuff. Like it, like between that and like, I don't know, like part of the reason why I do like how we bounce around topics, because like I enjoy podcasting, and I know at some point like I will probably start like another one on the side. And for one, like kind of bouncing around topics, kind of lets me know like what I'm comfortable talking about. And
I think we're pretty well comfortable with talking about everything, though. like maybe we get some Mexican food in front of us, and we can talk about religion again, because that's one thing. I don't mind talking about religion with you, but I'm afraid to do it with this microphone in front of me, because I know I'm going to say some stuff that's going to catch some backlash, even worse than what I've already been saying. And people don't understand, like, that's one of the, as far as back as I can remember, excuse me, we've always had this dynamic where they're like, you being the religious one and everything, and me really not being, dude, we can see things from both sides. So it makes for dynamic talks.
I also, so part of the reason why I try not to get too religious in the talks and stuff like that is because
you will damn me to hell. I know
it. So I feel like that kind of conversation needs to be if we're gonna have a conversation about that.
Yeah,
because a lot of times when we discuss that stuff, it's a lot of like you asking me questions.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and that's stuff that I feel like needs to be discussed more privately. Like,
I'm cool. Like, maybe at some point we could do it, not right away, but maybe it could be a future episode. We're going to delve on to how religious Yeti really is and what he's been dealing with. We could. I enjoy the bouncing around too, because just like you, it lets me know what I'm. Excuse me. Like I said, man, those chicken wings are kicking my butt, but they're not too bad. Like I enjoy a lot of the topics we talk about, man. Like, especially obviously like the nerdy stuff, because like I have vast knowledge in that. But like, it really also shows me how much I've been able to. I don't want to sound. It's going to sound however it sounds, but like it makes you sound stupid. Like it shows me how much I've been able to retain over these, this time frame I've been alive. But it also shows like a lot of people, like my brother, for instance, he thinks he might not think I'm stupid or anything, but he's like, you dropped out of high school. He's like that you should never have done that. There's different people in the world, man. I am not book smart, but I am street smart. I have a lot of good common sense and whatever have you, and I find school to be too linear on the cogs that they're trying to create for this factory of America. That's just a little tidbit on my brain. I have never liked school.
Kinds of smart, like there is,
yeah, absolutely.
There's like smart, and then there is intelligent.
Yes, and I find like a lot of the topics we talk about, whether it be space, the government, Trump and Biden, being puppets, and definitely Biden, which he's not even a thing anymore, right? Like he's out.
Just like basically sitting in the chair until the election. Like
I saw that like where now it's Trump v. Kamala. Shamalamana. Like they're at it now, and as I am all for like equal rights type shit, I I don't think that she's a good person. Like, that's just me.
No, she's a horrible person.
Like, that's just me. You're not a good person. I'm not really going to be too open-minded to your words. So, anyway, I like bounce around from all the crap we talk about, man. Like, I know at some point we need to talk about food. Yeah. Like, I've been thinking about, like...
We talk about food on every episode.
Well, I mean, like, some of the best places to eat and stuff like that. Like places that you've been to. Because, like...
Squatch and Yeti barbecue tour.
Yeah, but we were talking
Coming
about...
to a city near you.
Talking about that barbecue. I'm like, I need to go find a little old lady that makes good barbecue now, man. Like, damn. I want some brisket now. I hate you. You can't tell me a brisket sandwich wouldn't go hard right now.
Oh, always.
Dude. Oh,
always.
So good right now. Yeah, I don't mean chopped brisket sandwich. No, I mean like strips, like big, thick. Don't you do a damn thing with that. Just some strips of fucking brisket. Don't stop it.
Want that big old thick meat.
Stop.
Right between your buns.
Stop it. But I would love to have some food like that, man. Like, it's been a while since I had some good home cooking, and maybe that's another reason why I'm feeling a little bit off. Is like that just happened again. Yeah. I can't English. What is wrong with my brain hole?
Maybe the fact there is a brain hole.
Probably. There's a hole in your brain. That's probably what's wrong with it. Yeah. Oh, God. There's not really a hole in my brain. There might be. I don't know. Could be one developing as we speak.
It's the black hole going to swallow everything.
That little aneurysm is like, hey, remember me? I'm back to pop. That's not funny. That's a terrible way to go. Oh, man.
So, what has been your favorite episode we've done thus far?
I think that's kind of obvious. It was the talk about, like, all the Marvel stuff, and, like, that is long talk, and it's just stuff right up our alley, man. Like,
I did enjoy those. See, my actual probably favorite one, I'm a little more into, like, wholesome podcasts.
Yeah, I know.
Like the ones on like mental health and like Be Your Brother's Keeper. Like,
I really think the Brother's Keeper one is probably.
I think according to our analytics, it's like in our top 5 performing ones right now.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. Like people I hear all the time, and people like we work with and stuff like, oh, I know Be Your Brother's Keeper. I was like, somebody heard the episode. So like it's cool like that people like are supporting us with that, because obviously we're making some kind of a difference in somebody's life, which is awesome to know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of like the wholesome ones. Not that I don't love the nerdy ones. I mean,
yeah,
I got a bookshelf in my living room full of Power Ranger and Spider-Man memorabilia.
I will raise your bookshelf into a room. I have a room. Beat that. I call your bluff.
It's not a bluff.
I'm using terrible poker things.
Yes, you have more stuff than me. But in the time you were acquiring that, though, I was buying nerdy stuff for my children.
Hey, they don't appreciate it. I do buy it for me.
Well, see, once they outgrow it, if it's something I like, it just makes its way onto the shelf.
Yeah.
That's where, like, one of the open Power Ranger Funko Pops.
I was saying one of the Funko.
There.
Yeah, I saw that earlier.
We got like Alpha 5 and the White Ranger up there. One of the OG like 1990s little white Power Ranger action figures.
Yeah, I saw them. You got that Megazord pop up there. I got you too. Which I think
that was like my first Funko Pop actually.
Probably like that was an ordeal. I was a piece of shit for that. Like I told you the story about that, right?
No.
Okay, so secret story time. That's that Funko Pop was bought for me, and I was at the time like in a really weird space, and it was bought for me, and I was super OCDing, and I told the person who bought it for me, I was like, it's fucking damaged. And like, what? I was like, the box the box is damaged. This can't be in my collection. Like, I can't have this. And so, like, I went out of my way and bought a whole nother one. And, like, oh, thank you for the awesome box. So I was like, this is so awesome. I love it. And I convinced my brain, which obviously not, like, fully, that I had bought the shitty one and that they had bought me the perfect one. To make it, like, matters worse, I was like, now I have two of them. What am I going to do with it? Don't want to try to send it back and get my money back. I was like, I know somebody who's equally as interested in this shit as I am. I'll give it to him. And he can do what the fuck he wants with it. I was like, just don't let your kids play with it. So that's when I gave it to you. So that's the awkward story of that. Yeah.
It's not really that awkward of a story. Most of my awkward stories I can't record and tell.
Yeah, I know about the heffalumps and woozles.
At least I don't remember that story. I just know what I was told happened.
I'm pretty sure it's out there on one of these sites you have to have a subscription
Yeah,
to.
well, I'm not going to make fun of that deal because...
I'm not making fun of it. It's funny.
Trying to remember. I know at least one of them has passed away.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
Well, you should have told me that before I laughed about it. Now I feel like a huge dick, and I'm not one.
It's all good. But she was crazy. Crazy as hell.
Wasn't she, like, hopped up on drugs and shit?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I feel like they were.
No, she was just like a 38-year-old creeper, and I was a drunk 21-year-old. 21-year-old.
To each his own.
No, see, because the shoe was on the other foot, that'd be a criminal case.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In a minute.
Absolutely be a criminal case. This 38-year-old male allegedly with this 20-year-old woman.
And she was intoxicated, so she can't consent.
Yeah.
You know, good old legal system.
That should be a talk
loopholes.
for another time.
I want to have more discussions in the future on stuff like that.
Dude, it's so
thoughts on the
fucked
death
up.
penalty.
It needs to be more heavily enforced, I think. Like, you just at this point you're playing Batman with extra steps.
Well, so I'll go ahead and give you my hot button take on it real quick. If there's like no doubt that irrefutable evidence that you like molested children,
yeah.
In the words of one of my favorite TikTok creators, JD Delay, wood chipper, feet first.
Feet first.
Yeah.
I guess that would be more torturing as you're dying.
Yes, P. Diddy.
Yeah.
Slow.
Dude, I don't know, he doesn't have a career anymore, does he? Or is it he's trying to salvage it?
No, I'm pretty sure he's like
getting away with it.
Up pending trial.
Good.
But I seen some stuff like, they were bashing him on the whole Usher and Justin Bieber thing. Well, then come to find out that the whole, Weekend at Diddy's thing with Bieber that has gone viral. Apparently he was actually supposed to be with Usher that weekend. Usher left him with, so I'm like, that piece of shit knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's one of those, unfortunately, where the victim becomes the victimizer.
Yeah.
Prey becomes a predator, all that. And
so I feel like with his name being P. Diddy is kind of a blatant, like, look what I do. I Diddy.
P. Diddy Vows.
Dude. Ugh, it just sounds terrible. Like, it made me sick. Like,
and like his name before P. Diddy was like Puff Daddy.
And that's where, like,
you want to sign or have a label and sign a bunch of teenage boys having them call you daddy.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I thought Puff Daddy was like a gangster thing. Like, oh, he's Puff Daddy because he's always like he's fucking smoking all the time. Shit like that, right? No,
smoking something.
Okay, calm down, Jeebus. That's why I was like, bro, motherfuckers. I don't understand. Like, whole world's fucked in all ways.
Dudes like him. Bring back public executions.
Something. They I my little hot take is that it needs to be fucking a little bit more.
Make people afraid to commit crimes.
Yeah, I was like, it's pretty much you're doing Batman shit. I get you're trying to rehabilitate them to not be criminals, but dude, most of the motherfuckers in jails are still doing shit in jail too.
No,
like they're still fucking shivving people and raping people, and I'm like, dude, like they're obviously not fucking changing. Guess what? You are scum of the earth. It's time to go.
Yeah,
like you're taking up resources, time.
Frank Castle, handles things so well.
Yeah.
There's a guy,
Jason Todd, same as well.
There's a guy I believe up in Canada or whatever that he literally used the sex offender registry, and if he found out they were arrested for serial accounts or little children,
he would fucking handle them.
Yeah.
And
they had the guy that went viral in court. He's a prisoner. He's covered in tats and all that, and he brutally murdered his cellmate immediately once he found out what he was in for.
Yeah.
And they were like, "You are aware this is going to increase your time?" He goes, "I'm already serving a life sentence. That guy was a scumbag who molested women and hurt children.
Yeah.
I did the world a favor. He was taking up valuable oxygen."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes. Can we
get him out? Reduce it?
Let me know where I can put some money on his book. Get this man a honey bun.
Yeah, something can we reduce his from a life sentence to you got
50 years.
You'll get out when you're 60. You know.
I just seen these cases where fun fact, if someone breaks into your house and tries to run away when you confront them, if you chase them down and attack them, now you're a criminal.
That makes no sense.
And I'm sorry, but look at how many fathers have
This is a topic we can go on at another point, but it just reminds me of more of the whole social justice bullshit of oh, well, I instigated the argument, and then when he called me this, I got offended, and now I'm going to press charges on him for a hate crime. Bitch, you instigated it.
Exactly.
You poked the fucking bear.
Don't start shit, won't be no shit.
Yes. And, dude, I also heard, now, I don't know if it's here in Texas, I think it's kind of everywhere, but I think mainly here in the southern states, houses they've been getting records of people breaking in a lot in the neighborhood, whatever. They've been setting traps, bear traps and stuff, at windows and doors and such to catch them, because apparently I know here in Texas you can maim them, you can't kill them, which makes no sense.
Well, if
they're threatening
step in a bear trap outside of my kid's bedroom window, you shouldn't have been there.
Yes. But that, because it wasn't in the house though, it's a criminal charge against you. Just FYI. Yeah.
I can't say how my response to that is on record, but
it's just bullshit's what it is. It don't make no sense, dude. How you gonna take so many of our rights and everything and start twisting them to your fucking favor?
My thing is, if you are coming into my home and trying to hurt my family and my loved ones,
you're threatening us.
If it's just my friends' kids are at the house, if you come with a threatening demeanor around my family and friends, and you try to come in my home, I can promise you, whatever issues you got to work out mentally, you're going to have to work them out with Big Dog upstairs or downstairs, because you were skipping the hospital, skipping the jail cell.
And that's what I don't understand is it's something they teach you, or they don't teach you and me, but if we went to law school and police academy, shit like that. But it's okay for them to do that kind of shit, law enforcement, when they're being pressed because it's their safety, right?
Yeah.
You need to protect yourself. I'm not saying it's okay that they fire up at people all the time. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is when a officer is being assaulted, he has every right within his fucking power to stop the threat.
Exactly.
It's the same thing in the military.
Why we have the Second Amendment.
You stop the threat. But it's bad whenever we do it as citizens.
Yeah.
Tell me we don't live in a corrupted world when that's a thing.
Yeah, no, it is messed up. I mean, they do not want citizens protecting themselves, arming themselves, and all that. And
it's so bullcrap. Yeah, it's a, like I said, it's a thing we can definitely talk about later.
I'm feeling like
I would like to talk about that. Yeah,
we need to do
I'm okay with that
because
like I probably need to brush up on my amendments. Not gonna lie, I don't remember all of them.
I remember the important ones.
I have the first and second.
That's all I need. The first one says I can say whatever I want on here within reason.
Within reason, right there. What do you mean within reason?
Well, okay, that's because you have the right to say whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
But you're also not free from consequence.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I say within reason.
Gotcha.
You know,
like, yeah, I believe
fun fact.
First, second, and fifth amendment, I think, are the most used ones.
Yeah. Well, like, so fun fact, you know, racism, it's bad. I'm going to say it's bad. It is not so horrible that it's illegal, though.
Yeah.
You know,
to a degree. I mean, it can be. Like,
like calling people racist things and all that. I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah.
Like, I think one of the best examples I've ever seen in a history book was a black police officer standing guard at a KKK rally. Not that I support the Klan. I think most of them are all of them are just general pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were exercising their First Amendment right.
Yeah.
Just standing there with their stupid sheets on, holding their stupid signs.
Doing their beliefs and shit.
That black cop was just standing there making sure no one harmed them. You know it probably got under his skin.
Both sides. Both sides were like, I swear, just give me a reason.
They're probably just hoping, you just let one dude step out of line. One dude.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame him. I mean, I couldn't do that as a police officer. That's the reason why, as a kid, I always wanted to be a superhero. And I thought about, maybe trying the police academy and stuff like that. But here's my thing. Would I want to stand guard at a KKK rally? Hell no. Would I want to stand guard at some wearing dildos on your head pride event thing?
Bro,
no.
That's another topic I think we've kind of tiptoed on. Dude, that's another. I can't stand that shit. That makes no sense.
It's one of those. I'm like, it's reason I couldn't be a prison guard.
Yeah,
dude. I'm supposed to stop the fight, but they're jumping a pedo, and I'm like over here, kick him in the face,
grab his dick and rip it off.
You don't need it anyway.
Good old dick rip.
And while we've segued out of control here, that's the reason I love
not really
doing
out of control.
This.
We're talking about it still.
We, talk about shit that means something to us, and I know it means something to other people too. Oh,
absolutely, man. And that's one of the things. I agree with you. That's why I like doing this as well. But it's so frustrating though. I feel like a lot of the things, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's one of the issues I'm feeling. Maybe it should just be like that movie Equilibrium, where we just don't feel at all. And
sometimes that's okay.
Anyway, I just feel like there's too much catering going on in the world. We talk about it all the time at our job. No, you cannot cater these people. The second you cater any of them, the other ones will want the same treatment, and then they'll expect it across the board. You have to treat everybody equally, yes, but you don't do it in a way that's going to hinder them. You don't do it in a way that's going to hinder you. You're going to be, you're we're there to provide care, help them be supported in whatever way, and do their daily living. I can see how over time we've kind of become closer as I right now you and I go to work on Friday, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have the same spiel again. Oh, we missed you. We missed y'all. You guys are the best. I don't know how much of that is true. I will say I do believe it because I know the other rotations. But dude, some of those little old people, like, they love the hell out of you and I because we give them the proper care, but at the same time, we do not let them just do whatever the hell they want. Like,
No,
we provide structure for them.
Well, like, we give structure, and then, like, we don't let the wild ones run wild.
Yes.
You know, we don't pander to anybody.
So
I guarantee you, Mrs. J and Mrs. K are going to get the exact same care from us in some way or another.
as Mrs. H. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's the same. And that's what I'm getting at with is I'm using that as a example of how the law and everything should work as well. It's there to protect. It's
Yeah.
there to provide services that you as a citizen cannot do. It's the same thing with the fucking nursing home, dude. We do things that they cannot do, but we're not there to entirely control them.
yeah, I mean, it's a, like, public service job.
Yeah, it's just like the
know-
bumpers on the bowling alley. Sorry,
It's
I'm
like, you
trying
know,
to lighten
like-
up the mood.
Like firefighters. They
Yes.
can't, like, pick and choose what fires they deal with, whose house they save, who
Yeah.
they pull out of the fire. I actually seen a deal where a guy, he worked in surgery, and, like, his kid was playing baseball and found out the coach was taking pictures of all the boys and stuff.
What the fuck?
And so the guy got sent to jail. Well, he got hurt in prison or when he got out or whatever, and got sent to this kid's dad's OR.
Bro.
And the guy unfortunately didn't survive the surgery.
Yeah, I can't imagine why.
And well, they the board immediately called the dad in to be questioned because we don't think you did all you could have done. You were biased, and he's like,
Oh, they immediately started accusing him
yeah.
of... Okay.
And I'm like, first off, like, again, I couldn't have a job like that. Like,
Yeah.
here's my deal. I'm a firefighter. Not really, but if I was a firefighter, like, I'm
Yeah.
on the way to a fire, and I'd, like, get curious, because that name sounds familiar.
Fucking meth house or something.
I checked the registry, and, like, that's that couple that got arrested for, like, taking pictures of, like, people's
It
kids.
was like
and
trafficking kids and shit.
I'm like,
yeah.
oh, we got a flat. We better pull over and check this out real quick.
Yeah, dude, that's...
You know, and that's horrible to be like that. I'm human. I am not unbiased. I am very biased. I'm sorry.
Well, at that point, it's like... Dude, it's I know it's a gray line. It's some people are going to say it's black and white, but to me, it's a gray line. Like, you're doing... Like, I'm not religious, but I'm going to say this. Like, you're doing God's work at that point. You're taking out the sin for him. Like, that stuff happened for a reason. Let big man upstairs type thing, you know? Like, there's a reason why the pedo's house is being, you know, burnt down at the moment. Like, there's a reason why the meth house exploded, you know?
And be like, oh, no, well, if God ain't ready for them, they'll make it out.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at. It's like, oh, shit, the water pressure on the truck isn't... Oh, man,
Hey, bro, did you forget to fill the truck up today?
Yes.
Oh, man, we better
But, like,
get back.
I get it, man, and that's why, like, again, the reason why I like to do this is because we get to vent that out to people who are absolutely they're either going to agree or disagree, and the thing I'm hoping that they can do is give a different perspective, maybe. The different perspective, I may not like it, but I'm willing to listen to it, because ultimately, that's more power, more knowledge for everybody to see it from all angles, because the way the world is currently, we're all seeing shit from this little rectangular thing we have in our fucking hands.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, that's not a big enough window to see the full picture.
No, it's not. Like, look at how many times you see a news clip. And,
Yeah.
like, they're portraying something bad going on. And I'm like,
It's only like
what if we, like,
widescreen,
feel like,
full screen
you
it
know,
up, you know.
back the camera up? Let's see the whole thing.
Yep.
Like, I can show you a picture of a police shootout randomly on Google right now, but I can zoom it in on my phone, and you're just going to see a cop shooting a young guy right there.
They're not going to show
but
like
you
the
back
gun.
up,
They're not going to show
it's
the
a
gun or
video
something.
and you rewind it just a little bit.
Yeah.
See where that man approached the officer with a loaded weapon first, or whatever.
Yep, or was firing at him first, or something of that nature. Like nobody ever shows what escalated to that. Like, dude, it's always a bigger picture, and that's with everything though.
Like,
that's with everything. Like, there's always more than what meets the eye, Mr. Transformers. But yeah, like I enjoy this, man, because it's also good to feel that people are getting something out of it. Like I've said earlier, like it's even more tickling my fancy that there are people across the big pond that are listening to us as well. Because, like I've stated before, I'm curious how we sound in a different language or dialect or something. You know, like I think it'd be hilarious to hear what we sound like in some form of Asian language.
Yeah, like again, like I've said before, like when they translate, do our accents go with it? Because like I know my cornbread sounding ass is going to sound really racist saying Chinese. Ni hao mao.
Oh, do we have? Are we Southern Chinese now? Need to get Bobby Lee in here to help us. Come on, man! Give us the Asian pass one time. Oh man, yeah, it's not bad though. Like I feel like there just needs to be more to the world though. Like people take too much in the podcasts of like, that's Joe Rogan. He's an asshole. Like the Tate brothers, you know, they're pieces of shit. Motherfucker, if y'all saw like the big picture and you actually like listened to like everything, not just the little 30-second clip of them being like, oh, well, he's a fucking asshole because she's a fucking whore or whatever, you know, like,
yeah, like
that's not all they talk about.
Like, if you took, I mean, at any point, 2 minutes of this recording right now or any of our episodes and just put those on Facebook, the 2 minutes,
yeah,
you're like, you know, they're assholes or judgmental, whatever.
Yes.
But like, it's kind of like, I watched a deal. Big fan of Jelly Roll and MGK both.
Yeah, I'm alright. Like
there was one deal, and MGK does some really weird, outlandish Hollywood stuff, and Jelly Roll was telling, he's like, man, like you need to in your off season go hit the podcast circuit and do Rogan and stuff like that, and show people who you are because. They're going to learn more about you in a 2-hour conversation than they will just seeing you on the red carpet with like some purple spiky suit because you like anime, you know. And that's like, you know, if you like, talking about the Tate brothers, you know, they get crapped on a lot because their content that gets pushed is the worst. Like,
yeah, it's like
it's when like Andrew makes a really off the cuff comment, and they'll be like, he's like, "Oh, my woman doesn't work," and there was like, "Oh, he doesn't want women working," and he's like, "Well, no, he's a billionaire, almost billionaire. Why does his woman need to work?
Yeah, she doesn't need to do a damn thing." And
well,
he's also stated before, like he wants his woman to be his peace when he comes home.
Yeah.
I mean. What's the best way to do that? Keep her away.
Keep her home, happy, looking nice, feeling nice. You
Yep.
know?
So when you come home from having that shit day, which he works, like not type of work like you and I do. That's not what I mean.
Guys like him, their grind is different than ours.
That's what I'm getting at. Like the work he does is different than what other guys work and do. But when he gets done doing that business deal, that whatever the hell, he's talking to a client or he's talking to this, doing that, whatever. When he comes back for the night, he wants to fucking just relax. He's got that girl there that's going to be like, yeah, I'm here for you, babe. And like, ultimately, at the end of the day, we all want that.
Yeah.
Like, some form of fashion, we all want that comfort of coming home after our shit day and having chick, dude, it, whatever, they, them, Pegasaurus, like, I don't care. Like, be there for you. Like, I get it. But damn. Sometimes people just like to misconstrue things and take things out of context to either, like, just get you worked up. Like, fucking hell, my brother. I love my brother to death. I wouldn't take for him. He knows how to press buttons on me. Within 5 seconds, we're about to murder each other. Like, dude, why are you such an asshole? It's just
But like,
people
even
perceive
with
things
that
differently.
Right there, like you take, you witness a 5-minute conversation when you and your brother are pissed at each other.
Oh yeah, you
Take
think
that 5 minutes out of context.
Yeah,
But then if you look at y'all's whole relationship,
we're pretty close brothers.
like, I've known y'all since we were kids, and
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, back then y'all were typical kid brothers, like fighting and all that. But now, like, I've seen you and your brother go from yelling at each other to, hey, bro, can I borrow $100 till payday, whatever.
Yeah, with no issues at all. Like, I don't mind.
Or, oh, hey, you need this here, I'm going to send it to you, whatever.
Yeah. And, like, he's one of the reasons why I'm actually able to have, like, proper vacations, man. Like, he's the one that's, like, because of how much traveling he does, he hooks me up with fucking free flight to go to fucking Colorado that one year. I was like, hell yeah, man. Went to Colorado, and one of the best times of my life. And trying to do that again. That's what I was saying. I'm trying to figure out another time for my vacation. I want to experience some proper snow. Like, I'm sorry, like, I haven't experienced proper snow since I lived in Illinois, and that was back when I was like 5 years old. So
yeah, I'm good on the snow.
Dude, snow is so awesome. Like, maybe because that's the Texan blood going through. You're like, ew, snow.
Well,
cold.
Here's my thing. When I think of, like, I do want to go to Colorado and the Rockies and all that during the winter. Because of my action sports love, I want to go snowboarding. I also know, being an overweight 32-year-old, I probably don't need to go snowboarding.
You right, but you don't have to go to snowboard yourself. If anything, you can try the kiddie snowboarding. If it's just not for you, guess what? You don't snowboard. But you can still go up there and do snowmobiling and shit, which that would be for you because you get better traction with your big ass.
Yeah. See, like, that's also, like, growing up in Texas, everybody loves to ride four-wheelers. Didn't care for it.
I don't know. I love it. I think it's fun. It's a safer version of a motorcycle. Like, you got four wheels. Like, you got 4 wheels instead of 2. There's a little less balancing you have to do. You do have to be careful on your turns, which either way you have to be careful. But yeah.
I don't know. I guess growing up, like, my grandparents and stuff, like, did a lot of, like, field work and stuff with them.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So four-wheelers, like, when I saw the four-wheeler out of the garage, I'm like, oh, crap, we're putting up fence or whatever.
No,
so,
yeah.
Like, I associate it with work.
Those are, yeah, I see that point now. Yeah, that makes more sense because I know a lot of people will have the same comments of like, man, like, I see a four-wheeler, that just means that like, that's a toy for fun, but at the same time, it's like, that's also my toy to get back into my fucking land to go fix a fence where the cattle have broken it down or something.
Yeah.
So I get it. And honestly, I want to get one of those fucking gators, man. Like, I see kids. I don't know what the fuck. Like, we were kids in the same damn rinky-ass town. We were out walking around in our makeshift bicycles. These little motherfuckers are just riding around. No parent, nowhere to be found. Fucking on this, like, $10,000 fucking piece of equipment. Just riding around.
Like, dude, do you remember when we were, like,
Bro.
9, 10, 11 years old, like, we felt like the dopest kids in town because we had Schwinn Stingrays.
Yeah, and they fucking were terrible.
Oh, they were the most uncomfortable thing to ride.
So uncomfortable, and I fucking... Dude, they would tear up your tailbone because, like, you have to, like, fucking pedal in a weird way. Like,
I never had that problem. But.
I did because I wasn't entirely too fucking tall for it. Like, I hadn't really hit much of my growth spurt. Like, I was hitting it, but my legs weren't really adjusted, and like the way where my ass bone was sitting was like the cusp of like the nice cushioned seat, and then the hard bit. So I just had this bony bit of bullshit rubbing against my fucking fat ass, and it just got blister and shit. It fucking sucked.
I just remember getting them, and like it was all cool, and then until like your friends that had like BMX bikes or something were like, "Oh, let's race bikes," and you're like, "Yeah, okay." Like
it was hard to.
Those were not built for speed.
No, and they're not really like they suck for going uphill.
Yeah, like I remember forever I wanted to take mine and put like a little
like a motor on it.
Power motor on there.
Yeah, I don't know how many times our dad talked about, oh, we'll just weld a little plate on down there and put a little like weed eater motor on there and we'll hook a chain up to it and we'll get it to go. We just gotta rev the throttle. Like, yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. my dad had all kinds of schematics drawn up for it, but that never happened.
Well, like my dad never wanted to do it, but he didn't want me to do it. But after I got my driver's license, I kept my Stingray for a while because I'm like, I want to do it. And then one day, my sister she needed some gas money, so she was hauling some old stuff off the scrapyard. I was like, okay, have fun. Well,
Took your bike,
yeah, she hauled my bike to the scrapyard.
bro.
I was
Now I want to try to get one of those little Schwinn Stingrays, man, and like get it back and
so
like.
I had got
Because like I
handlebars.
have friends now that can weld, and I'm like, hey, bro, weld me a plate on there and help me fucking rig up this motor. Like,
Well, like I had put like I found some off an old bike and put like the 8 hanger style handlebars.
yeah, I
on
remember
it.
that shit.
And
I hate it riding your bike.
well, my long ass legs, I couldn't do the Schwinn Stingray. Like, I'm sorry, like those were great if you were short enough you could put the seat all the way down.
Yeah.
I was not ever that short.
So that was a weird height though that time, man. Like I said, it was cool. I liked it. I remember like.
Remember your dad got you like all the little Orange County choppers.
But so yeah, he put like
go
little
with it.
Orange County chopper stickers on it and shit for me. It was for my birthday. He did it, and he put like little glow caps for your tires.
Yeah.
Put those little glow caps on there, so like when you're riding, the tires are lit up. And I think he actually like he taped on like a bit of like a glow stick to to show it off at first of like the underglow, because this is back like what. It was Need for Speed Underground and shit. Like we were always playing that, and my dad was like, "Oh, you like the lights and shit? I'll hook you up," and like put lights all over my bike, and it was cool. Don't get me wrong, but that thing didn't see much action. I always favored my Mongoose.
So, talking about bikes, do you remember back in the 90s when they had like the kits for bikes that like made them look like a crotch rocket or whatever?
Yeah, that dirt bike and shit. Yeah,
Like I remember living in Dallas and like this high schooler come up to get his little brother, and it looks like he's on like a little like Kawasaki or whatever, but you see him pedaling as fast
Yeah.
as he can go, and I'm like, do what?
dude, I want to get one of those. Have you seen those electric bicycles nowadays?
Yeah, I seen him.
Dude, those things are pretty fucking sick. And there's electric dirt bikes that actually go faster than dirt bikes on like standard roads. They function way better than a dirt bike, and dude, you can't even tell they're on. And they have a shifter, so you can change the speed too. I was like, dude, that's fucking sick.
I'll look into that.
I was like, I really have thought about trying to get like a little golf cart or some shit. Like we live in a town so small, man. It takes me 2 minutes to drive from my house to work. I would rather like get on like a little golf cart or something and ride that around town instead of wasting the gas in my vehicle.
Cost you $10 to start your car anymore.
Yeah. It would also just be, to me, it's a luxury thing at that point, right? But it would be cool to me because we never got to do that as kids. Whatever, I'm living in nostalgia land here. But it'd be cool to fucking rock up. Like, hey, man, let's fucking hop on the golf cart and just go ride around and, like, totally not drink while we do this.
Well, like after, me and my cousin, who he's a few years older than us, but, growing up, it's like, well, all the dudes in my family, we'd ride around, have a beer on the golf cart or whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember after me and my ex-wife split up in that first year.
Speaking of golf cart, I see you got golf clubs over there.
I do.
Maybe one weekend we should go play some golf. I'm doing
down.
quotation marks here. We're going to go play golf.
We're going to last about 3 or 4 holes and be like, okay, it's too hot.
We're just smacking balls at this point and just driving the golf cart to go get them.
Pretty much.
That's
But,
all it ever becomes. The first 2-3 holes, you're like, I'll fucking try to cut this to the right a little bit. Fuck.
Yeah.
After that third hole, fuck it. Just smack the shit. If we get into the hole, we get into the hole. If we don't, fuck it. We're just here. We're here to bullshit, hang out, smack some balls, and drive a cart.
Find a podcaster golf tournament, and that's what it would be for like everybody except for like them 1 or 2 golf podcasts.
Like the serious peoples.
They'd be up there like we're all acting like ridiculous, like impulsive rejects, and they're like, okay, so I'm going up to the tee and I'm getting ready. But like
it always becomes just it just becomes putt and golf not golf carts, go karts. Like it's just
Yes.
that's all it ever becomes. Like That's all it becomes.
But like my cousin, me and my ex had split up about 6 months. No, it was like 3 or 4 months before. Like we still pretty fresh. I was still in a really bad place. I knew my cousin was down. And I took a day off work and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go visit, say what's up. And I showed up out there like I didn't even get out of my car. Like I opened the door and my cousin pulls up in the golf cart, tosses me a beer, tosses me a bottle opener, and he's like, let's go.
Yeah.
And like where his parents live is like actually at a golf course, oddly enough.
That's weird.
Like at a golf course on a lake outside of Ranger. And we just went out to the lake, chilled out there on the shore, and
that reminds
that
me.
was a really cool thing for me too, because I mean, my family, as like literally right after me and her split, my father passed away, and my family was hit with like turmoil after turmoil.
Yeah.
So I spent most of that time that I was trying to heal, checking on everybody else, and like my cousin come through like the kind of big brother that he was to me, and he just pulled me aside and was like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, but
Yeah.
But it was like, it's what we did as kids. We rode around on the golf carts and 4-wheelers and stuff with our grandparents. And immediately, knowing I'm dealing with some crap, the first thing he did was like, grab a couple beers, hop in the golf cart, let's go.
Yeah, no Destin. Here goes one right now. Son of a bitches. Fucking little assholes, man. Sorry, I can see the road behind Squatch, and little sons of bitches just drove by on one.
Road than the one by your house.
It is. That's why we changed location.
Everybody, welcome to.
Fuck you, bro.
Or they hit the Jakes.
It's been getting worse. It's been getting worse since that road's been like.
Look at it this
finished.
way, once you get done with the whole move and stuff,
Yeah,
be quieter. You start to hear goats.
they're actually not. They're not there anymore.
They're not.
They have chickens occasionally, but the neighbors they don't have many animals anymore. They have
I
mainly
remember
chickens
when
now.
they had like
An entire field of goats. Yes, that field is still there, but it's really overgrown now. That car that's like used to be, well, it's still back there, broken down.
You just can't find it.
Yeah, you can't see it. You can see like the top of it a little bit, and it's like, god dang.
I swear I'm gonna fix it up one day. I'm gonna drop a new motor in it.
Dude, I've never understood that. Like, just go crush that damn thing. Go get a few bucks for it. Like,
It's been in your backyard for 40 years, Jeb. Come on, man.
I think they just kept it back there for the goats and shit to climb on and everything. Because like goats do that. Like, they defy the laws of fucking physics every day. Like,
Oh God, have you ever watched goats like climb a mountain?
mountain goats, yeah, they're
Like,
fucking
there's,
insane.
like, you're like they're not even standing on anything.
Yeah, I saw the little
Found
like
one little chip in the rock. and,
Yes.
stuck his toenail in there.
Yes.
Just up there chilling.
they're insane. Like, when I was in Colorado, we saw them doing that very thing up like a 80 something degree angle. Like, I was like, dude, that thing is like a almost full right 90 degree angle, and they're like, them goats are just climbing up it like it's nothing. I was like, bro. But it is what it is, man. Some animals are just adapted better than us. As far as
I don't
natural
climb
surroundings,
like 180 degree angles very well. For those of you that sucked at geometry, that's flat ground. I saw your little mental protractor over there.
No, I was
going.
just like 100. You mean walking? Like, the fuck? Like, I don't know. You walk just fine to me. Oh shit.
Can't really use a 180 degree theory at work because that ground varies.
Yeah.
Be pushing my med cart and like stop it somewhere and then let go and it just rolls
you come
away.
Back, you go into the room to give the patient their pills. He did come back. It's a door or two down. Huh. Somebody moved my cart.
I used to do that to nurses though. Like I would push their stuff
I
like
still
down the
do.
way,
I
and they'd be
still
like
do.
out there looking around. Especially if you got them gullible nurses. I won't say their names, but
Yes, I still do it. It's fucking hilarious. Ugh. Excuse me.
This is why I love doing this. Like we can just talk about whatever.
Yeah, you can just chill, man. Like,
I was gonna actually ask like about cons of podcasting, but I'm like, yeah, I don't want to bring negativity into the discussion.
no, well, I will say the only con there is time. Like,
yeah,
like that's the only con because I've been trying to make sure, me personally, I'm able to make these recordings because I know we try to do it every Friday, put an episode out.
yeah,
So like if we don't record like today or tomorrow, an episode's not coming out.
yeah.
Like we work 12-hour shifts, then we usually talk for an hour to two. We don't have that kind of time. So like I said, that's the only con I have found thus far. And the second con, which will inevitably it will come around, is the lack of topics. Like eventually we'll just divulge into belligerent idiots.
I mean, I'm hoping at some point, like I'm still trying to get a good deal on an upgraded interface, and ultimately, then once we can do that, like cool to bring guests on, and then where it's less discussing topics and more just kind of interviewing and like bullshitting with them,
getting their opinion on things, and yeah.
Like then we can circle back to things we've already talked about. And
Yeah, well, I'm like I said, those are the eventual con that will come, and then the con that does exist.
see, my only con personally is just I love podcasting, and I'm always the one that's like, dude, everyone should try to do a podcast, like because
But it's a saturated thing, isn't it?
like there's so many of them out there, like. That's why, like, the apps and stuff specifically for podcasts, like Samsung Podcast and yada, yada, yada. I don't even, like, I think we're on those, but I don't even promote them because,
Yeah.
woohoo, you're looking for a podcast on a podcasting app. So, everybody's on there doing it.
Yeah,
Like-
you're a small fish in a big ocean.
Like, yes, I would love, and, that's... I would love for this to be doing something really amazing, getting tons of listeners and all this, and
Yeah.
turning into something big at some point. But with the market of podcasting, it is so freaking hard. Like that's
Well, it's the same thing with like YouTubing and streaming. I mean,
Like
all
I know
those
eventually
content creators.
we're gonna have to like incorporate YouTube and streaming to grow this.
Yeah.
Like right now, like I think through like maybe towards the end of this year, early next year, if we're still able to do this every week, maybe look at upgrading into that market a little bit better.
Yeah. It'll
Like,
just take some time, man. Like we both had stuff that's been going on, and
we both have busy lives, and I mean,
yours is
you
more busy
add-
than mine, but yeah.
you add like and I've been lacking on like the social media promotion just because there's not a lot to promote, just one episode a week.
Yeah. And honestly, I this is just me. An episode a week is doing pretty good. Like,
Yeah, I mean-
like that's pretty damn consistent. So one of the pros, if you are a listener of us, like I hope obviously you're listening by the time this comes out, you are one of the reasons why we keep doing it, but also because like we want to show that we have consistency, which I know we've had
It's
some
hard.
stuff happen, but it's hard to have that consistency. So the fact that this is the 18th episode really shows like we've been doing pretty good so far.
Yeah, I mean, like, so if, say, like, on, like I mentioned, like, probably starting, like, a different, like, probably more specific type podcast on my own, like, at some point, like, if I do that, we're at that point when it's just me and I can do more, like, content creator, like, using my phone for it,
Yeah.
Like, that's, crank out a couple 20, 30-minute episodes a week. But trying to do, like, long-form content, it's, you can't just, like, hammer... You have to have a team to hammer this out.
I was going to say, you have a team, and it's just the two of us. And I also think, like, those are scripted things. Like, when I see that kind of stuff. Like, I want it to be a natural thing. I want it to be organic that we're doing.
Here, like, okay, well, these are the points we're going to talk about.
Yeah, so full disclosure, the only thing that Squatch and I do is we're like, hey man, what's the topic for today? That's it.
And we usually discuss that day of.
Yeah.
Like, we try to keep it very off the cuff.
Yes, this is all straight from our personal experiences, straight from our minds, or even at some points, you listeners that have listened, we'll do research, just boom, bam, right there. Like, everybody has the ability for information in your hands. So I'm going to utilize it and be like, oh, no, I was wrong. I'm stupid. Here I'm standing here correcting myself. Like, look.
Like your fifth grade teacher, you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. Guess what?
Yeah, speaking of which, when I did my testing, I had a badass calculator. Didn't really need it. It all worked out just fine. But I was just like, bruh.
The TI 84 plus.
Yeah, whatever the hell it is. And that's another topic. I know people who are teachers, and I can talk to them about things, but I get having the ability to get that information from your brain is great. You're able to just do that quick math or whatever have you. But dude, not everybody's gonna be a fucking scientist. Not everybody's gonna be a rocket engineer. That's the world of diversity we live in.
I remember in high school being like, well, why do you need to know all this? And I'm like, well, you do construction after school, right? On the weekends, yeah. Well, your boss, the contractor, he's going to need these equations to figure out the distances.
No, he's not.
And I asked him, I'm like, we all called my boss, sir. I'm like, sir, how do you use these equations? He goes, no, if I want to know how far it is from here to there, I'm going to tell you to take the other end of the tape measure and go.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to figure out. I can read.
Yeah. That's... We invented tools to where we don't have to have those equations. Those equations are for other things.
Algebra is made to create jobs for algebra teachers.
Yeah.
I know if you're getting down to engineering and planning blueprints, you might use it.
Yeah.
But if you're doing home construction and all that, you don't need it.
Honestly, at one point I thought about becoming an architect, but dude, I was like, I'm out on that. I like, envisioning things with Legos and shit. Yeah, cool. I wouldn't mind being an architect,
get a master's degree.
But see, I don't want to
dirt work.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't.
I'm not belittling architects at all.
No, I'm not trying to. It's just not for me.
I wish architects would step up their game.
I wish they would stop doing the super how could we put this massive weight on such a little bit of thing? You're asking for failure.
Well, so look at modern architecture. It's all skyscrapers and glass buildings and squares. That's all it is. Look at apartment buildings that were built even in so go to Chicago and buildings that were from the 1800s that were renovated into apartment buildings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Look at all the artwork around the top. There's carvings in there. Look at old cathedrals. That 100 to 1,000-year-old architecture. That most of it is still standing. If we haven't mowed it down to put a freaking Walmart there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I always say I love the old way.
Yeah.
Used to growing up, our idea of a big nice house was a big 2-story brick home. Very beautiful, very clean. Nowadays,
very mindful, very demure. I'm sorry.
But nowadays, people are like, we got this like half white stone and glass house.
I'm tired of the whole like I've always been against the. I'm not trying to cut you off. But like I hate like the massive windows. I hate them. Like these windows you have here, these are it's a fucking window. If I need to, I can crawl out of it. If I need to, I can crawl into it. If I need to, I can open it, let some fresh air in. It doesn't have to be this elaborate glass fucking wall.
I don't mind big windows if they're windows, not just glass walls on your house.
Yeah,
You know,
like I get modern culture and architecture is just the whole hip thing, but dude, like I agree with you, and also like I'm more of a minimalist type person. Like
yeah.
Like I've always thought less is more. Like you don't need to have a shit ton of anything. I mean, sitting here, I have a lot of things I probably don't need, but that's to me it's different. Anyway, you don't need to have a massive fucking house if you are never having your family there. You know, we talked this about before. Like
you live by yourself.
Yeah.
For you to have a big house, like 5-bedroom house, it would be stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, if you could afford it,
if I could afford it, I still wouldn't do it unless I had a reason to do such. And the reason to do such is I have a family that needs that space.
Yeah.
Like I don't. Like right, that's why I'm moving into where I'm going to is because they need help. I need to save money, and I've been to some big houses, man. Like where I'm almost like, it's just you and your wife here. Well, you occasionally have your kid come from college and stay in the guest room. Why do you have 7 fucking rooms? Like
at least justify it. Like, okay, one of them is like a home gym, home office.
Yes. Like,
you know, if you can justify it, I mean, whatever, you know.
But it's usually just an empty room or it's just a room with a bed. Like, okay, so now I'm thinking, like, you into some other sketchy stuff? Like, why do you have all these extra rooms? You know, but it's just...
It's where we keep them tied up.
Bro. But I've never understood it. Like, like I said, I understand why. Like, you're taking your money and spending it before whatever happens. But, like, I don't know. Be more intelligent. Like, share it with people who you know that need the help.
I don't like the intelligence.
God damn it, dude. You're killing me. Really are killing me. But we just say "but" at the same time. We need to stop. We gotta stop that. It's getting a bit awkward now.
Anyways, yeah, that's just I don't know. Like,
and we're just ranting at this point.
We love to rant. Ranting is like half of our thing.
I guess.
We always wind up ranting.
I've been trying really hard not to be so bitchy and ranty. Not succeeding very well.
But with all that being said, you know, I don't know. So, like, any of our listeners, like, what are some of the things that, like, you maybe why you listen to our podcast or why do you listen to other podcasts? Like, maybe name drop some podcasts that you guys listen to.
Yeah.
You know, we're always down to hear new stuff.
Leave it in our YouTube comments or Facebook sections, you know.
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you know.
Spotify, all those other streaming apps.
Yep, Spotify and Amazon Music. You know, hit us up on there. But, well, you can't really hit us up, but listen to us.
Hit
us up on YouTube, Facebook, and all that.
Do a download or two. Leave a like, comment, share. Like, spread the word about the Squatch and Yeti show. We would not be your favorite, but, you know, somebody to listen to.
The bigger we can make this, the more time we can allot for it.
And make it better for you.
Yeah, make it better, you know. Bring some really cool guests on, do all that.
Bring some of our personal friends and family that might want to give their piece, like on subjects, because we're byproducts of our peers and our social surroundings. So,
or better yet, you know, help us blow up in We could interview some crazy guests. Like,
Or we can get interviewed by some crazy guys like, why are you two fat bitches on here? Oh, okay. We've started with the fat shaming.
that's the first and only time we get on Fresh and Fit podcast. I love that one because like it's the one where the girl's like, I'm a 6, and the guy starts like chuckling.
Dude,
Oh, I'm sorry, it was something in the chat.
dude, that shit kills me.
But anyways, man, y'all hit us up, share us, download us,
Say share ass.
share us.
Okay. Thought I heard
We are
something
your
else.
we are your polyamorous
What?
podcast. So share us with your friends.
No. No.
Just made Yeti so incredibly uncomfortable.
It's terrible.
They want to share us.
No, don't share me. I'm like,
The
I'm
things
not.
you do for the downloads.
I'm
okay?
not. I'm not showing the chest hair. Okay,
Well, now you're gonna have to because you brought it up.
that's terrible.
Gonna get you like a straight like Fabi
Cut it.
shirt.
Cut the cord. Nope. Get me out of here.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yeah,
We've had
appreciate it.
a blast, and we'll catch you on the next one.